quickly run you. Most of us are professionals, I believe, and you know the law as well. However, just to set the context right, just to bring a kind of a sequence to the events, it's important for us to refresh the legal provisions quickly, and I will do that. Let's start. So, simple question: what is CSR? And the activities undertaken by a company in persons of Section 135 and the rules under the law. However, the activities shall not include the following: activities undertaken in pursuance of the normal course of the business. So any business activity in the routine course of business, for example, the hospital say that I'm running a hospital healthcare, is it not included? Of course, it is not, because that's the normal course of business of the company. There are certain exemptions provided because of the COVID for financial year 2021 to 22-23 for companies engaged in R&D activities for new vaccines, drugs, etc. Because of obvious reasons, because of this pandemic. Second was the exclusion is activity undertaken by the company outside India. So any company doing some, again, taking an example of some healthcare activity or some, economic upliftment activity outside India doesn't get included because that's not in India, except for training of Indian sports personnel outside. So somebody representing a sportsman or a sports person representing any state or union territory, either at national level in India or at international level, he or she getting trained outside India is an exemption. So that will still be counted. Contribution to any political party, of course, for obvious reasons, that cannot be counted as CSR activity. Activities benefiting employees of the company under Code of Wages Act. Activities supported by the companies on sponsorship basis. So there are companies which do certain activities on sponsorship basis, and they do it for marketing of their products or marketing of their business. That's not a CSR. Next is for fulfillment of any other statutory obligation under any other law in force in India cannot be deemed to be a CSR activity, because that's a statutory obligation on the organization. So the amended definition is not exclusive, and it clearly specifies the activities which shall not be treated as CSR. So the above is clearly excluded. Coming to the applicability of CSR provisions, for a company with a net worth of 500 crores or more, or turnover of 1,000 crores or more, or net profit of 5 crore or more. Again, there's an or in, and as we all are aware, if any of these criteria get met, the CSR provisions get applicable. And now this criteria to be met during immediately preceding financial year. Net profit is to be computed in accordance with 198, section 198 of the Act, and the formula for CSR is 2% of average net profits of immediately preceding pre-financial year. The CSR activities are defined in Schedule 7, eradicating hunger, poverty, and I've briefly taken care, jotted these in the presentation. Eradicating hunger, poverty, malnutrition, promotion of education and employment, enhancing vocational skills, promoting gender equality for senior citizens, for women, for reducing the social inequalities, ensuring environmental sustainability, conservation of natural resources, etc., protection of national heritage, art, culture, for the benefit of armed forces veterans, war widows, their dependents, their central paramilitary forces or central armed police forces, their dependents, their widows. Training to promote rural sports. Now, the intention of the government is to promote sports, all kinds of sports, and for example, the yoga is being made mandatory in all the government schools and all. So the training to promote rural sports, Paralympic sports, Olympic sports, contribution to the Prime Minister National Relief Fund. That's for the companies who are unable to find anything, or who want to live a simple life at the end of the just before the close of the year, they put the entire amount in the Prime Minister National Relief Fund and get a certificate and are happy about it. The best part is at least they are compliant with the law. Contribution to incubators or R&D projects in the field of science, technology, medicine funded by central governments, state government, etc. Then universities, Ministry of Ayush, electronics, DRDO, CSIR, Atomic Energy Department, IITs, national laboratories, etc., etc. Rural development projects, again, just to bring the rural India up. The intention is to do CSR in rural areas so that, they try and come a little ahead of their time. Slum area development, again, these slums which are notified as slums, not that, 10 jugis in a cluster and then they start calling themselves as slums. No, the slums identified to be slums by the government. Disaster management, including relief, rehabilitation, and construction activities. So these are this Schedule 7, as all of us know, this is to be read so broadly. The intention is not just to, for example, if we write eradicating hunger, it's not about making people eat food. However, it has to be read in a broader purview. Disaster, and there may be scenarios, for example, like I said, the COVID thing was included as an exception as a CSR activity. So again, government has the power or the authority to bring in or add on to the activities which may be covered in the purview of the CSR. I think the remaining slides I can take once. Once we go ahead, I'll start the slideshow again. Um, uh, anything, Sumit, you would like me to add on to this?
Yeah, no, this is good as an overview, Preeti. And what I'd just like to sort of add is that in Schedule 7 is very important from two perspectives. One, it lays down the areas where companies are required to spend. And as Preeti said, it is to be interpreted broadly that these are the areas, because CSR can be done only for activities mentioned in Schedule 7 and not outside. However, Schedule 7 is to be interpreted broadly. That is one key theme I will take away. And second is that there are a few institutions mentioned in Schedule 7, government institutions like PM CARES Fund, PM National Relief Fund, Swachh Bharat Kosh, the Clean Ganga Fund, etc. They are very, very important. Yes, Preeti, you're saying something on
You're
this?
right in saying that. So apart from the PM National Relief Fund and PM CARES Fund, there are two other funds defined, Swachh Bharat Kosh and Clean Ganga Fund. And other funds, so it categorically mentions any other fund established or set up by central government for socio-economic development of the country. So these are like
Right.
included in that.
And why they assume importance is because when we, as we go through the discussion, when the unspent amounts are to be deposited in a fund of Schedule 7, these are the four funds which mean, and I'm sure panelists will talk more about that unspent amounts to be given in these four funds until a new special fund under CSR or under Section 135 gets notified.
Welcome to Complinity Technologies. Complinity is India's leading governance, risk and compliance software helping companies to manage their compliance, contracts, litigation, legal updates, inter-financial controls and more. Complinity is a one-stop shop for all GRC needs. With our proprietary 12 GRC modules and real-time legal updates on 2,000 plus laws and 24,000 plus compliances, all in an integrated platform that is easy to use with automated alerts and risk management capabilities, is why compliance managers, general counsels and chief financial officers choose Complinity every time. Join the most innovative and prestigious brands that use Complinity. Automating your compliance management. Request a demo at complinity.com.